Okay, this is Mrs. Vaughn's three-voice class, and we're going to do some warm-up. We have Mr. Glazer for the plaintiff and Mr. McIntosh for defense. I am plaintiff attorney, Mr. Glazer.
I am the witness.
I'm defense attorney, Mr. McIntosh.
Okay. Is Mr. Glazer questioning? For the record, do you recall whether or not you had ever provided or that you had worked along with Donnie and Marie Osmond before the 1985 county fair in the county fair capacity?
In the county fair capacity, I don't have any idea.
Outside of the county fair contacts, did you ever provide?
Many times.
How long have you then been associated with representatives for Donnie and Marie Osmond?
What do you mean associated with?
Yeah, that's kind of vague. When did you first provide lighting services for Donnie and Marie Osmond's shows?
I'm going to estimate in 83 or 84, but like Donnie and Marie are not a Lights West contract. There's 1,000 acts like this.
Then what were the circumstances which you were in a situation to do their lighting in 1983 and 1984?
Basic bid process. They would call and say, we have these particular shows. They liked the style of equipment we use. So they'll say, how much do you want to bid on this one? And we'll bid it. And sometimes we get it, and sometimes they go elsewhere.
Do you recall who you spoke to on behalf of Donnie and Marie at that time?
I could only guess, and I guess it would be Alan Landison.
Do you know what her role was?
It's a male, and he's the production manager.
It was Ellen?
It was Allen, A-L-L-E-N.
He was the production manager, you say?
To the best of my recollection, I believe that's his position.
To the best of your recollection, was he with, I guess he was with their production company?
In 82 and 83, 84, something like that.
Do you recall any contacts at all with any representative of Donnie and Marie prior to their concert at the county fair in August of 1985?
I think you're asking me pertaining to that show, did I?
I asked you previously if they contacted you in connection with preparing the lights, but did you have any contact at all with any representative?
To the best of my recollection, I have no memory at all.
Were there any peculiar, or strike that, was there anything with the lighting that Donnie and Marie used in August of 1985 concert that was outside the standard contract you had with the agriculture district at that time?
To the best of my recollection, I don't know. They're a very basic act, Donnie and Marie. There are not a lot of frills. Special effect lighting is not their thing. It's more like the stage, and Donnie and Marie are the show per se, so I doubt it.
Not like Pink Floyd?
Exactly. It's Donnie and Marie we're talking about. Pink Floyd, that would be quite a show in San Joaquin County Fairgrounds.
We can put this in the context of the August of 85 concert. When you're going to provide lighting services at the county fair concert, do they change? Does your setup for the lighting at that main stage that we're talking about, does that change from act to act during the course of the fair?
The basic setup of the lighting is basically the perimeters of a one truss system with a lighting plot per se that we put in, and it stays the same. The actual system doesn't change. The type of equipment stays for 13 days or whatever the number of days the fair is. And then let's say Charlie Daniels was there the night before. They might want red gel, and Donnie and Marie would want more pastel colors. That's the only change that would happen. then like a guitar player located here for one group might be here for one group on the stage, moved over 2 feet. So we move the lights to hit the person, of course. That's the only perimeter change in a light system at the fair.
Who does the basic setting up then at the fair?
Our company does that.
Is the equipment that is used, and we'll confine this to the county fair in August of '85, the lighting equipment used, is that the equipment owned by your company?
Yes.
Do you go to any outside agencies and rent equipment to use for the shows?
Like any business, if we have an overabundance, we might rent a component or something. But with our company, it's very seldom that we rent outside the company. We have a lot of equipment.
Do you recall if in August of '85 you had to rent outside for anything?
To the best of my recollection, I don't think so.
Do you have some type of business documents that would tell you whether or not you did in fact rent equipment outside for the August of '85 concert?
I wouldn't have any. See, we run a lot of shows at the same time. So therefore, even if we had a piece of equipment that was rented, I couldn't guarantee you at this late date. I might have 5 shows that night, so there isn't a recollection. But a basic system like the county fairgrounds almost most certainly would not get a rented component because it is for 13 days, and I wouldn't want to rent a piece of equipment that long, so I'd use our in-house stuff basically.
So if you had shorter jobs within that period, you probably would go to an outside.
Exactly.
He said if he needed it. He just said he doesn't recall if he rented any at all.
I'm saying if you needed it for jobs during the county fair job, you would probably use it for other jobs.
Correct.
I don't know anything about lighting, so when you tell me about the standard lighting you put in for the fair, you use terms I'm not familiar with. Could you slowly cover what the main system that was put in before the fair in August of '85?
Talking about the main stage,
Yes,
the stage lighting.
right.
It's basically a one-truss system, which means on the front of the stage, there is a 40-foot aluminum box truss, which means it's made out of aluminum, and it houses 40 or 50 lights that goes up to the ceiling and faces the stage. Then in the back up high in the ceiling, we add approximately 20 lights to light the drum area in the back line, and then a controller to control the lights. And we have a dimming system, and we would add 2 follow spots to light certain areas of the stage during the show.
How many people does it take to control the system during a performance?
3
Tell me their job.
capacities.
Yes.
We have 1 board operator, lighting desk operator, and we have 2 follow spot operators. That's what it takes to operate the system.
Does the board operator, or did the board operator in August of '85 change from day to day?
Depending on the magnitude of the act, Donnie and Marie usually bring a board operator with them, a light person who runs the lighting board.
Do you have a contract with Donnie and Marie in any way for the '85 show?
No, I do not.
So to make sure that I understand then, the person that was the board operator during the Donnie and Marie show would be a Donnie and Marie employee?
Right. The person operating the board during, I'm sorry, that may call for speculation, whether they're an employee or independent contractor.
Right, correct.
The person operating the board during the Donnie and Marie shows in August of '85 was not an employee of yours?
I would say that odds are that I would say I'm 95% sure that that is the case.
Would you have any documents in your business that would establish whether or not your people were a board operator on the Donnie and Marie show?
No, I would not.
Do you have people that are employed that were employed with you at that time that were employed solely for the capacity of acting as a board operator?
Not solely for that position, no.
So people's functions change?
Correct.
So someone could be a board operator one night and work the follow spot the next night? Is that,
Yes. Yes, that could happen. I said other, didn't I?
Do you take any, let's assume for purposes of these questions, that it was someone on behalf of Donnie and Marie that was operating the board during their shows in August of '85?
Okay.
Before the show begins, do you personally take any steps to ensure that the board operator knows what they're doing?
If Donnie and Marie had a board operator with them, he knows what he's doing. I know them basically, so with a group of that magnitude, he's as qualified, if not more qualified than us.
Do you recall that in your previous dealings with Donnie and Marie back in '82, '83, whether or not they had their own board operator?
Yes, they would.
So you do recall that they did employ a board operator?
Yes.
that Stennet has, they're similar, but I do, if they say